Hi guys, LegendaryWraith here, and welcome to this episode where we'll be looking at the Cruiser 3, which is a Tier 2 British light tank. In this episode, we will go over the Cruiser 3's strengths, weaknesses, and loadouts, as always followed by an excellent demonstration of its usage on the battlefield. As I said before, the Cruiser 3 is a light tank, and its most optimal use is to be an active scout. The reason why I say this is first of all because it has only 14mm of armor, both on the sides of the hull and on the turret. Furthermore, it has a top speed of 48 km per hour, a view range of 320 meters, and only an average camouflage rating. A top speed of 48 km per hour at tier 2 and only an average camouflage rating will of course mean that you are much more suited to be an active scout than a passive scout, as speed will be your best defense, especially when you have armor as thin as the Cruiser 3 tank does. As it's only equipped with 14mm of armor, pretty much anything that hits you will penetrate at tier 2. I just want to note a single thing that I've noticed, and that's on the first two packages, your tank is equipped with the turret that you'll see here, the Cruiser Mark III turret, of course with 14mm on all sides. But when you upgrade the tank to one of the top packages, you'll get a new turret, and in the stats here it says it has 14mm of armor on the front, 12 at the sides, and 14 in the back. So actually that's a step back armor wise. But the thing that has me confused is, if you can see where I'm looking here, the extra armor on the sides here, you can actually see through to the other side of the hangar on the side of the turret in the bottom left. And at the same over here. And on the back here. You can actually see the tank on the other side. And I think what you can see beneath that plate is actually the old turret. So in essence, you still have the same turret, but now you have an extra plate of spaced armor, which is actually also angled all around your turret. I don't know if the game takes this into account or not. I certainly hope so, as it will improve the armor of the turret drastically. Either way, if we get back to the armament of this tank, the tank can be equipped with 3 different guns. The gun that you'll get on the stock tank is the 15mm machine gun, which is an autoloader with 27 penetration and 9 damage per shot. Its accuracy is not that great, but it has a decent load time. I just want to note that if you take a look at the penetration of this stock gun on an active scout tank, 27 penetration, but the tank only has 14mm of armor. That means that this gun can pretty much penetrate its own armor 2 times over. And that's not to say that this gun is great, but to illustrate how poorly armored this tank is. Now, if we move on to the next package. In the next package, you'll get the Quickfire 2-pounder Mark 9 gun, which is a standard firing gun, 24 rounds per minute, 64 penetration and 45 damage with the AP shells, a decent accuracy, and a standard aiming time. Other than that, there's not much to say about this package, other than you'll of course get a bigger engine. When you fully upgrade this tank, you'll have the choice between 2 different packages. Either you get the 40mm pom-pom gun or the same Quickfire 2-pounder Mark 9 gun that you got on the second package. The only difference I've noted is that on the second package here, the M1931, your aim time is 2 seconds 29, but on the top package, despite it's still the same gun, your aim time is now 1 second 89. Well, speaking of the 40mm pom-pom gun, either you like it or you don't. I'm not that big a fan of it, but I can understand most people are. It's a tier 4 gun on a tier 2 tank, which of course is pretty impressive in its own right. But if we go into its details, it has 49 penetration and 45 damage, and quick aiming time of 1 second 89, and a subpar accuracy of 47. The thing that makes the pom-pom gun stand out is of course that it's an autoloader with 4 shots in the canister, which means you can put in about 200 damage to pretty much any tank in a tier 2 tank within 2 seconds. I just want to note that despite it being an autoloader, there is about 0.7 seconds between the shots within the clip, and there is about a 10-second canister reload time. Furthermore, the aim circle will expand quite a bit after each shot, so it's by far the most effective at rather short ranges. As I said before, some people like it, some people don't. It's only 20,000 silver for this package, so if you haven't tried this gun before, in my opinion, you might as well just give it a go. Concerning supplies, the AP shots are advised for all of the guns that the Cruiser Mark III can mount. And concerning consumables, if you should take anything, take the small repair kit, as it will help if you get tracked or have a damaged gun, damaged engine, or something like that. As I said before, speed is your greatest defense on this tank, so should your tracks or your engine be damaged, this is where you want to use the small repair kit. Next up is recommendable equipment. As it is only a tier 2 tank, you'll play very few matches in this tank, unless of course you want to keep the tank or get the Ace Tanker Mastery badge in it. If that is the case, in my opinion, the coated optics and the improved ventilation is by far the best choices for you, as it complements the active scout role, and the last equipment spot can be used for either the enhanced gun laying drive or the toolbox, depending on your personal preference. So, just to sum up, the Cruiser Mark III tank is best used as an active scout, but the guns on this tank have enough bite that you should try and put shots into your opponent while you're on the move. And now it's time to see how you should play this tank on the battlefield. And here we are today on White Park Rain. As you can see, we're in an all tier 2 game, and I'm in the fully upgraded variant of the Cruiser Mark III tank, of course equipped with the quickfire 2-pounder Mark 9 cannon, as I said before. The first thing I do in this match is move straight up the middle of the map, as I want to do some scouting, some active scouting first off. And what I aim to do is to duck in and out of cover over this crest here. Here I spot about 5 enemies and move back down before they can actually take a shot at me. But they will look in my direction, and that also helps my team. In essence, what you want to do as an active scout: first off, keep moving all the time. Speed is your greatest defense. You don't have a lot of armor, you got a lot of speed. And most people are not that good at hitting moving targets. Second off, you want to keep spotting enemies for your team to shoot at. That's why you're there. And third off, as an added benefit, many of the players from the enemy team will focus on you as you're moving about in the front ranks of your team. And that in essence means that they will not be focusing on your team, they will not be shooting at your team, so they have more time to put more shells into the enemy team. And that's of course what this game is about. It's about teamwork. Unless you're an extremely good tanker, you can't win a battle by yourself. It's a team effort, most of the time at least. So, and what you're seeing here, I'm moving about, of course using the auto aim function, which on the PlayStation 4 is the R1 button. I never zoom in, I never aim, apart from using auto aim when I'm in an active scout role. This way I don't need to focus too hard on aiming at the enemy, but I can instead focus on driving in the right direction and of course not drive into obstacles. And this is of course because if I drive into an obstacle, I will be slowed down, or maybe I stop, and then I'm just a sitting duck with not a lot of health and practically no armor for the enemy to just pick off. I just want to add, you have to be slightly reckless and mad to be an effective active scout. What you shouldn't do is derp all out and go straight behind enemy lines, hoping that you will save the game that way and your team will just obliterate anything that you spot. The only thing that will result in is your own untimely death before your team can capitalize on your spotting. And here we are, 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the game, and we won. And here we are at the post-game stats. 1108 base experience in this match that lasted just a little over 3 minutes. My auto-aim rating here at the end of the match netted me with 5 enemy kills, securing the fighter ribbon. And luckily enough, the XP earned was also enough to earn me the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. The reason for this is because I did my part and scouted as a first priority, also earning the Scout Medal for 10 enemies detected. It's been really great making this episode for you guys. I hope you found it useful. Please let me know in the comments below. Remember, you can check out some of my other episodes on my YouTube channel. If you would like to see more videos like this, please don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you for watching, and stay legendary.